This is John Paul Perez with the Unearthed Project, developing an arts district in San Luis Obispo, California. If art is to nourish the roots of our culture, society must set the artist free to follow his vision wherever it takes him. John F. Kennedy. Through this project, I hope to tap into the city's inner artist, discovering and finding something hidden or lost or kept secret by investigation or searching. Through creating an arts district, I aim to create spaces that are conducive to a variety of art-related events. I will design spaces with an aesthetic that is symbolic and representative of San Luis Obispo. I will locate these spaces in areas that will maximize its use and safety. And I will design mixed-use spaces to include retail and residential areas. San Luis Obispo has been deemed the happiest place in America, and the city currently has 5 historic districts, including the Mill Street, Chinatown, Downtown, Old Town, and Railroad districts. San Luis Obispo has a population of about 44,000, 20,000 of which are Cal Poly students. Almost a quarter of the enrolled students are in design-based majors, which amounts to about 4,600 students. Current limitations for an art community in San Luis Obispo include the noise ordinances in San Luis Obispo that are aimed to reduce parties and disruptive behavior to the residential areas. There are very few musical and theater events in the downtown and Old Town areas of San Luis Obispo. There are very few art galleries, most of which come from modifications of retail spaces. And there's one small art museum, the San Luis Obispo Museum of Art in downtown. All in all, there's a very lacking to almost no art community. As I hit the streets, you may find musical events with good audiences and good crowds, but for the most part, because of the lack of venues, local artists and musicians are forced to find spaces in parking lots and in public parks and other random spots. Some solutions I aim to provide for this are to provide properly equipped venues. I will design to reduce noise after hours, and I will be designing the landscape for form and function. I look to incorporate current San Luis Obispo culture into the design, and I hope to unearth, expose, and represent the art community, and also work with local businesses to stimulate the economy. 3 concepts I will be working with are centralized, decentralized, and field force. As I work with these 3 concepts, I'm looking at a space between the Old Town and Downtown districts. This includes the streets of Pacific, Pismo, Osos, Moro, and Choro. With the centralized concept, I'm looking to keep the venues and spaces within 2 or 3 blocks and 1 or 2 corridors. With the decentralized concept, I will spread out the venues throughout a few blocks, but within the same area of Pacific, Pismo, Osos, Moro, and Choro. This may increase walking distances between spaces, but will also decrease central noise in various neighborhoods. With the field force concept, I look at the needs and the current situations of the retail and art community in San Luis Obispo, utilizing what exists and spreading out the venues between the 2 spaces. As I further the development of this project, I will meet with local artists to assess their needs and their wants. I will locate current open and empty spaces as to minimize the impact upon existing used spaces. My overall concept will be designing with the landscape as canvas. So not only will I be designing built spaces and built objects, but I will actually use the landscape and develop within the landscape to contribute to the aesthetic of the art community. Without culture and the relative freedom it implies, society, even when perfect, is but a jungle. This is why authentic creation is a gift to the future. Albert Camus. Overall, I feel an art community in San Luis Obispo will not only make San Luis Obispo the happiest place in America, but will add to the character and culture of the community and the citizens within it. Thank you for watching my presentation on the Unearthed Project, developing an arts district in San Luis Obispo, California.